Good morning! It has been weeks since I've been up here to do any work. Now you may be asking, how's that installation going, Simon? Well, it did okay in the winter. It kept it up here into double figures, and as soon as you lift the loft hatch and actually come up here, then warmth out the house comes up and it gets it up to about 14 or 15 degrees, which is really quite comfortable compared to the -1 or 2 outside. But how's it been doing over the last couple of months where we've been having temperatures in the high 20s and low 30s? Let's put it this way. There's a Turkish sauna in town who wants to rent this space from me. It has been baking. Now, roughly 9 weeks ago, I got some damage to the track. So the sun, it comes up over there, and in the morning it shines diagonally through the window, and the track that was sort of diagonally underneath that, it sprung and it changed shape. So I had to repair that and do some more ballasting, and then I rigged something up over the window, and that area has not been damaged since. But when I popped up here a couple of days ago to get some cases out from underneath here, I had a quick look round to remind myself of how far I'd got with the job, and was quite astonished. So let's get the phone out and I'll show you what I mean. So starting here in this corner, and the single track here has sprung, as you can see, it's expanded. This hasn't, because it's set track. Set track is rigid and doesn't move in the heat. Main line through here hasn't moved. Again, it's all little bits of set track, and the dual line hasn't either. Not too sure about whether the sidings have moved. They don't appear to, but then one end is free anyway. You know, it's not continuous. Starting here, everything's okay in the tunnel, and everything's okay on the single track. Got some ballast repairs to do where it didn't stick properly. If we come down here, and oops, there it is. The rails just expand, and then they find somewhere where they're not fixed that well, and then they spring, and you're going to have to bend all this back into shape and get a lot of track pins in. I had a quick look under the hill there from the rear, and that was fine. All the way down here is fine, thank goodness. I'm not too sure if this is lifted, or it's could probably use another track pin there, and of course another repair to the ballast, but it's not moving, at least. Look at the back scene, it has bubbled so badly. I did exactly what they told me to do in the model shop to make it stick properly, and it still hasn't stuck. I don't know what to do with that other than hide it with trees. All of this is okay. Single track is okay, nothing has moved here. That's fine. That's not so fine. Yeah. So somehow I've got to get that back in shape. Now the single track over the bridge here isn't fixed, and it's taken the opportunity to sort of turn into an S shape. Not too sure what I can do with that, to be honest, or even if it's going to be a problem. Rest of this is fine. That's the area that sprung the first time from the window. It doesn't look right, it isn't spaced correctly, but that's all you can do once it starts moving around. There's a bit of cardboard over the window. I put in 4 long screws to help support it, and it's supported on the handle. It even sprung a little bit there a few weeks back, but the rest of it's fine. So not too much damage, but it might take some fixing. There's my bit of cardboard and the long screws. So a few repairs to make, but not as many as I thought there might be. This one back here with the big kink, I mean that's no problem, just bang some track pins in. It's the short, sharp kinks like this one over here and the one under the bridge, which could prove awkward. Again, you know, it's just forcing it into shape, back into shape, and putting some track pins in. The bit over the single bridge, now none of that is fixed, so it's kind of, the track's expanded a little bit in the heat, and it's a little bit of a snake. I would assume that it's going to go back into shape once it cools down, and it's a lot cooler today. That's why I'm up here, and I can continue with the canal section after I've done my repairs. Just charging the battery on my vacuum cleaner so I can clear up all the loose ballast. Now, you know, I buy these, I've got what, 3 or 4 of these replica signs. London North Eastern Railway, beware of the trains. There's one behind me that says don't use the toilet in the station. They've got the Flying Scotsman. I bought a new one, but I don't know where it's from. I don't know if it's LNER or LMS or GWR. Actually, with what's written on it, I'm pretty certain it's GWR, and I've put it in an appropriate place. But if you can help confirm whether you think this is a West Country sort of sign or not, that would be of a great help. I'll show you it. That's my phone going off, which I'm just about to use to show you my new sign. So I've put the new sign next to the pigs because it seems to be an appropriate place to put it. And there's the sign. As I say, I'm not entirely sure which railway region that belongs to, but perhaps you can help me out. Anyway, first repair here. As you can see, this was fairly easier to straighten out. This one not so easy. It's still got a kink in, but now it's a long kink instead of a tight kink. It's the best I can do. Right, so that's the repairs done, if you can call them repairs. The bit over there, that was quite easy, single track, and it wasn't part of the scenery anyway. This bit just here, that was okay. I'm going to have to repair the ballast at some point, not today because I'm busy doing other things. But the bit under the bridge was an absolute pig. That's my phone again. That's my friend in Thailand who keeps texting me about my next golf holiday. Why they can't make a phone call, I don't know. I mean, why text? Voice is so much easier. If you could help me out with that metal sign, I'm pretty certain it's GWR. It could be the Bristol area, could be Somerset and Taunton, you know, that sort of area. Not certain. It doesn't sound LNER to me, or even LMS, but perhaps you could advise me on what railway that sign belongs. Right, I've got other things to do. I've got to carry on with the canal area, and I got a couple of locomotives to run. What I'm going to do with this lot behind me now, I've got my oil up here, so because we've had all these weeks and weeks of heat, before I run anything, it's just going to get a little drop of oil in the right places. Just a tiny amount, just in case they've dried out in this heat. Short video. Ta-ra.